Hello guys, welcome to Wise Warrior's Path. So today I want to make a video about 5G, and I know it's a little late that I make this video because you've seen a lot of people who have made videos relating 5G, and a lot of people are talking about how glorious 5G is and how it's going to revolutionize our world. And then there's a lot of people saying that 5G is really bad, that it's like a microwave, that it can give you cancer. Same with 4G and 3G. And you got to see in reality what it's doing to your body and stuff like that. Now, I'm going to say that the people who are saying that 5G is a very good thing, technological wise, I agree with them, but at the same time I don't agree with them because we don't need 5G. We honestly do not need 5G. We don't need satellite signals penetrating through walls so that our lives can be more convenient. I think our lives were good enough when we just had internet that you could use at home. But also, just like everybody else, I do enjoy the Wi-Fi. But the way that Wi-Fi is used through 5G, it's actually quite dangerous because it is like a microwave. So I say that yes, these things do improve our technology. They make things good, let's just say for military, corporations, company, for people who want to make money, basically. But where 5G is bad is that it is cancerous. The truth is that it is cancerous. It is basically a microwave, and people can tell you that it's not a conspiracy theory when they stand right beside one of these cell phone towers and they feel not good. There's people that have to move away from electrical towers alone, from electrical stations, because of how it makes them feel, because it is actually cancerous, because it does effectively, and it does very, very commonly give people cancer. So this isn't conspiracy theory. This is nothing crazy. A lot of the people who are politicians who are pushing these kind of things, you know, these people are already suicidal. They already seem to be genocidal towards our societies, saying that we should ignore all the people saying that it's bad and this and that. Just like all the other agendas that they're pushing. You know, just ignore when someone's telling you that this is bad for you. Like the wars in the Middle East, like us destroying the entire Islamic world and saying that Islams are the biggest terrorists in the world, when in reality you should look at what Israel is. It's basically a country that is basically a terrorist nation that's terrorizing all the nations around it for religious reasons. You know what I'm saying? And those people are not even Semitic. They're not even from those regions. You know what I'm saying? Those are the kind of things our politicians are telling us to focus on. You know what I'm saying? You know, like, focus on passing these things that are good for us when in reality they're not good for us. When you begin to actually dissect these things, they're killing us. They're ruining our country. You know, sorry for my little rant there about what politicians do, but when I began to actually study what 5G actually does to the body, what a microwave does to your food, just look at what a microwave does to your food when you microwave something in the microwave. Grab a wiener and microwave it. Now, a microwave shows you immediately what it's doing to what you're microwaving. But the thing is about these kinds of Wi-Fis and these kind of satellite currents and signals, what they're doing is that they're just giving us cancer. They're microwaving us slowly. So of course, if a government is installing things that is microwaving people on the street, people are dying like a week after, of course you're not going to be able to install it. They're not going to have support. Other countries and people who have been looking into this are really going to have a voice and are going to have people listening to them when they say this is not a positive thing to be installing in our borders, in our land. Unless you're actually fighting a war and you're trying to kill your enemy with these devices, that's something different. But why are you installing it in your populations, in the cities your own populations live in? Now, you guys got to study this thing called eugenics. And what is eugenics? It's basically saying that, you know, we're going to allow the best people to live and function and work, but all the people who we don't like, who are undesirable or let's just say are unfavorable to the people who feel strong in that country, it's just like what you see with Hitler. You know what I'm saying? We're basically going to destroy all the inferior people. But when you actually study that whole Nazi Germany, It was actually Russia that was doing it. It wasn't inferior people because you're destroying people who are weaker physically or weaker mentally. It's basically just a bunch of frauds and greedy people who are calling people who are not as rich as them or are not in their religious point of view basically the inferior people. Because if you look at communism, just like you see Israel today, we're supposed to push Israel because it's positive. Israel's positive. Israel is, for some reason, good for our planet. So that's why we have to destroy millions of people, billions of people in the Middle East in order to install Israel. And no matter how bad Israel is and how much trouble it's causing, it's good. And a lot of people don't realize that communism was actually a Jewish revolution. So I'm not talking about race or religion here, but I'm basically just telling you how backwards our world is when we try to get into actually defending ourselves, get into actually saying, hey, you know, this stuff's not good for us. Don't install this. Don't do this. But somehow these people find a way to convince us and say, this is good. You know, this is, you know, good for the world. This is against racism. This is against, you know, people who are hateful, people who are in reality destroying our planet. So basically what I'm saying, the people who fought against Hitler, who did not say anything about communism really, and are actually pushing it on our borders, those same people who are basically telling us that all these agendas are good are the same kind of people installing this 5G bullshit. And those are the same kind of people that are behind things like eugenics. Now look at eugenics. Like if you hate Hitler, like seriously, if all of you have been taught to hate Hitler, that Hitler's bad, then look at the people right now in our countries who are governing our countries, who are spreading communist agendas, which is exactly what people blame Hitler for. Genocide, murder, saying that one person can't live because there's a certain way, that you can't have certain beliefs. You know what I'm saying? That you can't be of a certain religious belief because you're going to be cleansed. You know what I'm saying? Look at eugenics. The same people who fought against Hitler and the ideas of Hitler's eugenics are the same people pushing eugenics in our borders. And what does this 5G do? It's basically killing people. It's sterilizing people. It's destroying your reproductive organs, your stomach, your ability to digest. It's giving you cancer. It's destroying your families. You know what I'm saying? So why don't they tell you what 5G actually does to your body? Why do they got to say that it's conspiracy theory? Well, they really don't. What they just try to do is they just try to push how good it is. Some videos are out there saying that it's conspiracy theory that you say that 5G can actually cause cancer. How is it conspiracy theory when the tests are there? Look at what 4G can do to you. Look at what they were saying when Wi-Fi came out in the first place, that it's cancerous. You know what I'm saying? And now we're making it worse and worse and worse and more stronger. And it's not just cancerous because it's satellite. It's how it's working. It's how these frequencies are being pushed through air, through stuff, how it's giving you cancer. You know, because our body is basically running off electricity. If you look at that 5G stuff, it's basically, it's almost as much as it takes to run your brain, even more. That's how much electricity is being pushed. Now think about it. If that's what your body is running through your body. Like, they got these towers right beside where people sleep. You know what I'm saying? They got these towers on top of people's buildings. They got these towers everywhere. They're everywhere, and supposedly this is supposed to be good. But if you look at the people who are in reality pushing these technologies and these things, they don't got these sort of towers near their neighborhoods, or at least as much as we do in our neighborhoods. It seems to be more where basically just the regular people live. That's where these towers seem to be. And nowadays there's more cancer than ever, and we're donating to cancer funds. We're out here trying to prevent things that are killing us and hurting us and trying to eat better. And we got these corporations and companies and basically politicians telling us that this is going to help our lives. You know, eating this much fiber is going to help us. Buying this and that this new tax that's being imposed on our people is going to help us. That this is good, this is good. When these are the same people basically killing us, causing the cancer, causing these wars. Now, the reason why I talked about war and the whole thing between Islam and Jerusalem and Judaism and Israel It's because it's true. We fought against Hitler, you know, because he was supposedly genocidal, because he was going to take over the world, yet we turned a blind eye to communism. The only time the United States actually truly went against communism is when communism had trouble with the United States, when Russia had trouble with the States, so there was a Cold War. But in reality, if you actually look at it from the very beginning, Russia, communism was always allied with their systems. If you look at the British system, the American system, it kind of wanted a communistic thing. And then there's also people who wanted kind of like a Hitler thing. But the companies and the main leaders actually wanted more communism. But when communism kind of turned sour and foul and people found out what it was, we almost pretended to go against it. So we didn't bring down basically Hitler because we were fighting against his eugenics and his plans of dominating the world. It's because we want to dominate the world. The English-speaking systems and other allies want to dominate the world. And it's true. We are dealing with politicians and companies and corporations and the kind of people who have influence and power in our countries who are genocidal. Eugenics is a genocidal program, and it's being pushed through LGBT, it's being pushed through these technologies. It's not conspiracy theory. Just study history alone, study war, study human ambition, study psychology, and you're going to see that these things are the reality. What I'm telling you is the reality of how our politicians think, and this is the reality of what 5G is. So that's why in the beginning of the video I said, you know, is 5G good and is it bad? And I said, yes, it's good in the sense of making money, of the people who want to push it. It's good for them. You know what I'm saying? You're able to do more, I guess, with communication and technology, and also war. With 5G, you're better able to kill people. That's why it's good for people who are pushing it as either a weapon, a money-making technology, or something that's just should be made but not around humans. But for us, it's absolutely negative. 100% I'm going to tell you, 5G is not only just bad or negative or controversial, it's going to kill you. It's going to ruin you. It's going to give you cancer. It's going to kill your family. The kid that you work so hard to fight for and raise is going to get cancer because of it. And if they don't get cancer, they're going to get something else. So yeah, we need 5G totally, I guess, this is what the companies say, because of how Wi-Fi is now being used to do more than just being used as a weapon. It's being used in a way to control, because think about it, your brain is using electricity, your body's using electrical waves. Now think if you can manipulate that, manipulate emotions, manipulate the way people think and stuff like that. Now people are going to say that's conspiracy theory. Okay, yeah, conspiracy theory, but there's also a conspiracy behind that. Look at eugenics, look at what it is, look at the way our education system is, look at also politics, look at human ambition, look at the psychology of people who are actually murderers, sociopaths, psychopaths, narcissists, and also look at what our technology can do. And look at the kind of people that are in charge of our technology. I'm just going to tell you, and this is true, science is not being used to help people nowadays. Science is being used to keep people down and enslave them. Well, the people who are doing it to the people with that science are able to cure their own cancers, cure their own things. And yes, they cure people's cancers and things for a price after being taxed because of the excuse. You see what I'm saying? So of course, yeah, you go to the hospital, you get help, you know what I'm saying, you pay to certain insurance companies. So yeah, they do cure some of your ailments because you're paying for it. And basically what I'm saying is that a lot of these cancers, you're seeing where we're getting these cancers. You're seeing where we're getting a lot of these ailments. Look at genetically modified food, and also look at geoengineering. It's not about global warming. It's not against global warming. People talk about how beautiful Mother Nature is. People talk about how God created this planet. Well, have more trust in your planet, okay? And have less trust in the politicians that are convincing you that in order for you to live better on this planet is to swallow everything they tell you should swallow. When we clearly know that politicians from the very beginning have been killing us, have been sending us to war, destroying us, exploiting us. You talk about welfare, they're on the biggest welfare system we've ever seen in the world because of our tax. Now what happens when a criminal is seeing that its prey, its quarry, is not going to let it steal from it anymore? What does a criminal do? It does everything in its power to keep the people that it's feeding off, feeding them. You know what I'm saying? So look at the kind of videos right now talking about how good 5G is, but also pay attention to all those videos that are speaking against 5Gs. It's not just people sitting in their basement making these videos anymore. It's people who are in science, people from other countries, other politicians, people who are saying, wow, this is actually cancerous, doctors and stuff like that. Just like people have been coming out and talking against geoengineering, chemtrails, and how it's actually destroying our planet, not helping it. It's actually causing global warming. And then look at genetically modified food, the other one that's causing cancer and destroying and killing people. You know, stop having your heads in your asses and calling people conspiracy theorists when people are in reality using real science and real theory, real actual tests that are being proven in real fact, real scientific fact, proving that these are not just conspiracy theories, these are the actual conspiracies that are actually killing people. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I don't care how this video sounds, just because I mentioned something about Jews or communism or people's beliefs. That's how we've been led to believe. Oh, you can't question something because there's a keyword, there's a trigger point. Now I'm triggered. I said something against LGBT. You know what I'm saying? Also look up social engineering. You know, our biology is not the only thing that's being engineered to be a certain way. It's also our brains socially being engineered the way we're taught in our education systems. So this video is mainly talking about 5G, but I just kind of threw a lot of stuff out there because how ridiculous this is getting, and our speech is being censored. We talk about being a free country, you know what I'm saying? The United States being free, the Western world, the Anglosphere being all about free rights. You know, the Israel is a good thing, that we're removing all these religious extremists and crazy people. I think what we're just doing is just removing all the threats to this new world order, which is basically just a slave system. You know what I'm saying? That is threatened by other people who they find extreme, because those people might find, you know what I'm saying, enough support to stop these people from spreading their even more radical and crazy agendas. I don't support any sort of radical person or any sort of things like that. I'm a person who's Christian, you know what I'm saying? I believe in Jesus Christ. I believe in helping people. I don't believe in ripping people off and killing people and manipulating people to get my way. I believe in just telling the truth. What's wrong with that? You know, so for Wise Warriors Path, thank you guys for watching. I'm sorry that this video was a little bit crazy and the rant was like that, or if I said anything offensive. But just study this video. It's not hate speech or negative to just simply talk about the truth over the world. Until next time, you guys take care and goodbye.